Every day, I get 4 or 5 messages from strangers in LinkedIn asking me something. And every time I read these messages, I probably read about half of them, I kind of feel like this person has no idea what they're doing. And that is the inspiration for this video. In this video, I wanted to tell you the mistakes you are making while networking and how to actually effectively network on LinkedIn. Now, I had actually placed an open challenge that if you do what I'm saying in this video for 3 years consecutively, and you don't get a job that pays you at least 30 lakhs per year inbound without you applying, I would delete my LinkedIn account. Yes, that sounds a bit drastic, but I have not seen a single person who has done what I say and does not make at least 30 lakhs per year. The problem is that people just quit midway, or the people just, give up or say, oh, this LinkedIn thing is now dead and oh, this only worked 5 years ago. No, none of that is true. At least at the time of filming this video, it's completely doable and you can easily 3 years from now make a 30 lakh salary if you dedicatedly do the steps in this video. So before I tell you the step-by-step of how to do it, let me just tell you some broad guidelines. The first thing is that you never ask for favors. You never ask people for money. You never ask people to invest in your startup. You never ask people for a job on cold DM. Yes, after meeting them in person 2 or 3 times, you can ask them for it. And if you're very comfortable with the person and they're comfortable, you can ask them for it. But anybody who's in the early stage of their career, if they ask somebody for a favor, it's always going to hurt. It's always going to bite back. There is no situation where asking for a favor on cold DM is going to help you. Yes, maybe you'll get a job out of stroke of luck. Yes, if you ask 10,000 people for a job, you get a job. But the likelihood that that is a good job and the likelihood that that is a job that will actually help you is close to zero. And even if it is, it's going to come and bite back to you sometime in the future of your career. The second thing is you always provide value first. And the reason for this is that people are too tired of being asked for things, especially if you're like a founder, especially if you're a recruiter. You get too many people who are asking you for things. And this is something that I don't enjoy as well. I know that if I open my WhatsApp or LinkedIn or any social media, I can easily find somebody who wants something from me. And I sometimes reach a point where I'm like, I just don't want to receive these messages. And at that point, I even at some point, I created a new calling number and I don't take phone calls from anybody anymore. Cool. Now that we've understood these 2 guidelines, let me tell you the step-by-step of how to do it. Currently, LinkedIn has a limit of 200 connection requests per week. So you need to be at the edge of that. As soon as LinkedIn tells you stop sending connection requests, you stop sending connection requests. But until it tells you that, you keep sending connection requests. Don't get yourself blocked. I personally have been blocked many times on LinkedIn for sending too many connection requests, and that's okay. They unblock you within like a week. Now, these connection requests should not be just random connection requests you're sending. Every connection request should come with a personalized note. One of the funniest or the best connection requests I got was from like this intern at some college, and he said, Namaskar Khurana Sahab. And that's how the request started. And then he said, hey, I see you're doing some great stuff. Let's just connect. And he's not expecting anything from me. So of course I'll connect with him. I really liked how he said that, not because it's anything great that he said, but because it's so different from everybody else. So what I would do in your situation is I would find something that basically nobody else is saying, maybe some funny quote or some funny tweet that you saw that you want to share, right? And essentially, I would kind of share this to about 200 people every week. The second thing you want to do is to post. Now, I know everybody has their own philosophies on what to post, and depends on what your goals are, you can kind of post more or less. But in my opinion, if you post 3 times a week, in the way I'm about to tell you, it's going to be good enough. So the first type of post is going to be posts regarding your technical field. Now, if you're a software engineer, if you're a web developer, if you're a graphic designer, if you're an AI engineer, whatever you are, right? I know a lot of my examples are coding, but that's because I come from that field, but it really doesn't matter if you're a VFX artist, whatever. You post one such article a week about what you've learned in that last week, what you think are the future trends of the industry, or some project that you made or something like that. The other 2 posts, and this is where people get it wrong, has to be about you, your philosophy, and your ideology. The reason for posting on LinkedIn is not to flex to other people how much work you do. The reason to post on LinkedIn is to kind of get people ingrained in your ideology and your way of thinking. And this is essentially the reason why most people don't stand out on LinkedIn. If you're the type of person who only posts their achievements on LinkedIn and basically is copying what your friends are doing, it's not going to work. You want people to actually feel like they know you. What ends up happening is, if people are reading your LinkedIn post for a while and they get on a call with you, they actually feel like they know you as a person, especially if they're reading your ideologies, your philosophies, your jokes. they actually feel like they know you. And it's so crazy that you'll walk into a job interview and you'll already be selected just because the recruiter has already read a lot of your LinkedIn posts over like a year and feels like they have a connection and they already know you. So they won't even ask you questions like describe yourself. They'll just straight come to things like salary. And this happened to me too many times. In fact, I can't remember the last time where I gave an interview and they asked me to describe myself. The next thing you want to do is comment. Now, comments have to be done very strategically. Every day you need to do 5 comments, and I know these volumes are a lot because you might feel like if I'm doing so much work on LinkedIn, how will I put time for my other things that I'm doing? I know, it is what it is. If you want the high amount of money, you have to do a high amount of work. End of question. But these 5 comments have to be very strategic. They have to be to the right people and of the right quality. Now, people will comment things like amazing or nice job or something. Never. Make sure that the comment has the post owner's name on it. So you have to somewhere write the name of the owner. Maybe you can say, hey John, I really liked your insight on this. Maybe you could tell me more about how the metaverse will look like 2 years from now. Now, he's probably not going to respond, especially if he has a large amount of following. But the thing is, all these LinkedIn influencers are dying for engagement. So if you comment something, they usually comment something back expecting you to comment again, because the LinkedIn algorithm is kind of rigged such that if there's a long comment trail or a long conversation going on in the comments, the influencer does well. So a lot of the influencers and a lot of people on LinkedIn kind of want that and will actually keep engaging you over and over and over again on the comments just so that you keep commenting. So not just will this kind of build a one-on-one like personal connection, but this will also help them get more engagement, and this will also help you because more people will see your comment and come to your profile wondering who is this guy who this famous LinkedIn influencer is talking to. Lastly, and a very important thing, is you do not talk about sensitive subjects. A lot of people love talking about feminism, a lot of people love talking about the LGBT, Black Lives Matter, all of these things. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. Your job on LinkedIn is to make money. Your job on LinkedIn is not to change the world and share your opinion. And the problem with talking about such subjects is that it can get you instantly rejected. What will happen is, let's say recruiters looking at your profile, and once they see that you have talked about something that they completely disagree with, they're going to just block you. And if they don't block you, they're going to keep in their mind that, this is the guy who has that opinion. So whatever your opinion is, just don't talk about it. Your job is to make money, not to share your opinions. If you like this video, please let me know. I've been really active on LinkedIn for the last 5 years, which has kind of led me to making all the money that I've made. I can tell you with complete honesty that every dollar I made in the last 6 months, since I've been earning a decent amount of money, has come directly from LinkedIn. I can't attribute any of my income sources to anything else. I can't remember the last time I've actually applied to a job on a website and actually got an interview. And I can't remember the last time I've ever talked to a person who has not seen my LinkedIn and they were actually impressed by me. Please let me know your opinions on networking with LinkedIn, and also if you've been networking on LinkedIn for a while, please let me know your thoughts on this as well. Thank you.